What's up guys, my name is Blake Moore and welcome to More Finance, where we talk all things stock market, real estate, money making strategies, and money saving strategies, hence the name More Finance. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different because I know a lot of you guys know this. I work for DoorDash. I love DoorDash up until now, where I want to go on and pretty much just rant about how DoorDash has really screwed me over these past few weeks and let you guys know how I got suspended. So if you want to hear why I'm so ticked off and want to hear me just bash on DoorDash pretty much for about the next 8 to 10 minutes, stick around, maybe hit that like button, maybe hit that subscribe button, and yeah, we can get started with the video. Now this whole thing started on December 31st, just a couple of weeks ago, when my fiance tested positive for COVID-19. Bummer, right? And so with me and her obviously being engaged, I figured I have it as well. And so I decided not to go out and DoorDash, and I just stopped working at that day because I didn't want to go out and get anyone else sick, even though I never actually tested positive myself. I wasn't feeling that sick, but I still figured, okay, I'll take a couple of days off, no harm in that, right? Plus, it was New Year's Eve and the next day was New Year's Day, and I really didn't feel like working those days anyway, so I thought, what's a couple more days? I'll just wait this out and get back to dashing in about a few days or so. So one morning I woke up and I saw this thing called the DoorDash Relief COVID Package or program or something like that. It was just a program that DoorDash has to help out people who have been affected by COVID-19. And I saw this and I was like, wow, great. That's actually something that maybe I can use. Maybe I qualify for it. I saw that they compensated every single day that you missed from being quarantined because of the virus. And I thought, great, now I can just stay at home. I don't have to worry about making money. They'll cover me and I don't have to go out and risk people getting sick from me. Now I thought I'd be able to just stay home, quarantine, and make a decent amount of money while doing this, while I'm helping out my community by staying home. Wrong. This was my first mistake, thinking that DoorDash even gave a flying you-know-what about me. Because, let's face it, they do not. I used to think they did, but from this experience, I can definitely assure you, they do not give a crap about you. So, in that DoorDash support page where you go to see if you qualify for the DoorDash support, it says this: you may qualify for up to 2 weeks of health-related financial assistance if you have been active on the DoorDash platform for at least 30 days and have completed at least 30 deliveries in the last 30 days. Okay, check and check for both of those. I've definitely been doing this longer than 30 days and I've definitely done 30 deliveries. So we're good on that. Then it says, and if you fulfill at least one of the following health-related requirements. You tested positive for COVID-19 with medical documentation. No, technically, I never myself tested positive, so a no on that one. You are under a mandatory COVID-19 related quarantine. Yep, there's one. You are under a doctor-recommended COVID-related quarantine. Oh, yep, there's two. You are at risk for severe illness from COVID-19. No, I'm not really at a high risk, so I don't really feel like I qualify for this one, but I've already got two. You are a proven housemate of someone who fulfills at least one of the above 4 criteria. And there we go, there's number 3. So I got 3 out of really the 4 or 5 little requirements they ask of you, and you only need 1. So I had 3 of these covered. So I saw this and I was like, great, I'm gonna get to stay home for 2 weeks, I'm gonna get compensated pay, and I'm going to be able to take care of my fiance while she's feeling sick because I really didn't feel too sick. So I was like, great, I can stay home, I won't spread anything, and I can take care of my sick fiance. So I fill out the form and submit it, and this starts what is the worst, absolute worst, back and forth emailing conversation I've ever had with a single company. So I submit the claim, and about a day later, I get this email back saying, thanks for getting in touch with our team. We have received your request and a DoorDash team member will be in touch within the next 24 to 48 hours. So I get this and I'm like, okay, looks like I'll just wait a day or two for a response. Wait a couple of days for my money, no big deal. Next thing I know, I get an email saying that my DoorDash account has been deactivated and that I've been suspended. So I get this and I'm like, okay, what's going on? I haven't received any information that I'm getting compensated for my pay, that I 100% qualify, nothing. They just go right ahead and you're done. You're deactivated, you're suspended, nothing you can do about it. So then I get this email saying they need documentation that I actually can prove that I have one of the 4 reasons that I would actually receive the COVID relief pay. So I'm like, okay, that's easy enough. I'll just email them a picture of my fiance's test results. Easy as that. I send in that information and then I get an email back saying that I need further documentation and I need to make sure that my fiance's first and last name is on the test results. And along with that, I need to give them a doctor's note saying that I actually need to quarantine. I get this and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll make sure to send her name along with it. And in the previous email, I don't know if they didn't see it or what happened, but it literally says that her and anyone that she comes in contact with or lives with needs to quarantine for 10 days. So I don't know how they missed that, but for some reason it wasn't good enough. So I send in all the correct information and then I get another stupid email back saying, in order to continue reviewing my claim, they need an updated version of the document I've provided where the individual signs and handwrites a note certifying I can provide this information. If they are unable to sign the original document, it can be a separate note on a piece of paper, but should specify the type of documentation they are certifying you can provide to DoorDash. What kind of bogus is this? Like, I literally read this and started laughing. They literally need a handwritten note from my fiance saying that I can provide them her information. Where do they think I got this information from? They think I just took some random person's positive test and they don't think I could just handwrite a note myself? Like, it just seemed fishy right off the bat when they said this. And I literally started laughing because of how much of a joke this whole thing was becoming. So now I'm getting really annoyed and these requests are just getting dumber and dumber. So I have my fiance write down that I have her consent to send in this information. And I get back another stupid email saying an updated version of the document you provided where the individual signs and handwrites a note certifying you can provide this information. If they are unable to sign the original document, it can be a separate note, but should specify the type of documentation they are certifying you can provide to DoorDash. Now I'm just mad. They're pretty much just repeating the same thing that they just said, and I just sent in brand new information. But for some reason, they can't compute that it's updated information and just send the stupid exact same email back to me. And so I'm getting way mad, and at this point, my account's been deactivated for 2 days. I don't know a single thing of whether or not I'm going to be getting compensated pay, and I'm just super annoyed and really mad at this point. So I send another email back with another note of her written consent and a picture of both of our Ds right next to each other so they know that I have access to her, they know I'm around her, they know I got her ID somehow. And so I send in everything. I'm like, okay, there's nothing else they could possibly want. Then I get another email back about a day later saying that because our addresses don't match on our driver's license, which we literally got when we were 16 years old, since the addresses don't match, we don't qualify that we are around each other or have lived together in any way. So I don't know how DoorDash comes to that conclusion when you get your license when you're 16, and neither of us have renewed ours since. So I have no idea why they would think that the addresses would be the same, but obviously they can see that I'm around her. I have access to her ID. She signed a paper saying that we were around each other all the time and that I was asked to quarantine by her doctor as well. So I don't know where I'm mistaken in this whole thing. I don't know how they can't understand this. I don't know if they're just a bunch of idiots, but for some reason, this didn't work either. So now I'm like, well, great. All that work for absolutely nothing. So I think to myself, well, I'll just use my dad's information because I know we have the same address and he actually got tested and was positive as well. So I'm like, okay, I'll just use my dad's test results. I send in his test results and our IDs proving that we live together. And then I get an email back saying, "Thank you for providing your proof of address with your father. Can you please provide an updated version of his test results that show his full name on the test?" Okay, I get this and I'm like, what in the actual heck is going on? Like, literally, I send in all the correct information and they continue to just send back bullcrap. Like, it's getting so annoying at this point. So I go to my dad's test results and they don't have his name on them. They just have his birth date and then a serial number that corresponds with his other personal information. So I email them back saying, why can't you just match the birthday with the birthday on his license? Because they match up. His name isn't on the results, so I don't know how I'm going to get that. It's just a serial number that corresponds with this information. At this point, I'm just literally so livid with them. It's been 4 days of just this back and forth, and it's not going anywhere. My account is still deactivated. I can't make any money. I don't even feel sick anymore at this point. My fiance's pretty much recovered, and I still can't go make any money. And it's just making me more and more mad every single day because I'm running low on funds, and I need to make some money. So after I send that email, I get an email back saying this garbage. In order to process your financial assistance claim, please provide us with an additional documentation or an updated doctor's note stating that the recommendation to stay home is related to COVID-19. I get this email back and I'm literally ready to throw my phone across the room because of how mad I am. Like, are they stupid? Why on earth would I be asked to stay home for any other reason than COVID? Like, do they actually have a brain, or are they just avoiding paying me at all costs because they don't want to fork over the money to compensate the pay that I've been staying home for about over a week now? Like, I get this email back and I can't even comprehend how they could possibly ask this. Why else? Literally, why else would I be asked to quarantine? Has anyone ever been asked to quarantine besides in the year of 2020 and now into 2021? Like, unless you have the plague or something. Like, I don't comprehend how they can't get that the quarantine was asked because of COVID-19. I don't have proof of this. Like, my dad didn't go to some doctor that he has a personal relationship with or something, and he can just get a doctor's note. He literally went through a drive-through spit test and got the results back. How on earth are we supposed to prove that they're asking us to stay home because of COVID-19? It's just common sense. Maybe it's not. If it's not, I guess leave a comment down below and tell me it's not common sense, but it sure seems like it to me. So at this point, I'm livid, obviously, and I just think, whatever, forget it. I don't even need the money at this point. Like, I'm healed, my fiance's healed, and I'm just going to go back to work. Like, I just need to ask them to reactivate my account. Who cares? I don't care about getting the compensated pay. So on January 8th, I send them an email asking for them to reactivate my account, saying that I never actually tested positive for COVID, so I guess I can't get the relief pay, so just reactivate my account so I can get back to work. And they send this. Records show that your account has been suspended because you had submitted a claim for COVID-19 financial assistance. To unsuspend your account, please send your inquiry with your account details to COVID-19 unsuspension at DoorDash.com. Now, they want me to, in order to unsuspend my account, send in test results that I test negative. I never even got tested in the first place to test positive. So I don't know why they expect this out of me when they have no proof that I actually had COVID-19. So this is just making me more and more mad. So I decide to call them instead of email back and forth with these idiots. So I call and the lady on the phone really doesn't help me whatsoever. All she does is say the only way I can get my account reactivated is by emailing back and forth with management. There's no way I can talk to anyone on the phone. There's nothing I can do except just sit and email, which I've been doing for over a week at this point. And this just has me so ticked off. Like, oh, I couldn't do it with this lady on the phone. It was just terrible. Their service, terrible. Their support is terrible. Everything, terrible. And that pretty much brings us to where we're at today. I did that all on the 8th, and I emailed management again saying, I need my account reactivated. I have bills I need to pay. This is the only income that I make on a consistent basis, and I need my account reactivated. What do I need to do? This was on the 8th of January. It's now the 12th, and I still haven't heard one single thing back from them. So who knows if my account's ever going to get reactivated? Who knows what's going to happen? But I just wanted to tell you guys this story just to be aware that if you test positive or someone you know tests positive, don't get the financial assistance with DoorDash because it is an absolute nightmare. Your account will be deactivated for weeks on end. It's impossible to get a hold of anyone. They take forever to email you back, and they do everything they possibly can to not help you out and to not give you your money that you deserve, because I know for a fact in the COVID-19 relief bill that the government passed, they definitely got some money from this to support people in need and support people who have been affected by COVID and who couldn't go out and work on the front line as delivery drivers. Like, DoorDash is really important during this whole pandemic. They've provided so many services to so many people, and the fact that they just mistreat their employees and treat them like a piece of garbage, it's just really annoying. And I just wanted to make you guys aware of this, that if you or anyone you know is affected by COVID-19, don't try and do anything with DoorDash. Just keep your account activated, and DoorDash, once you feel better, and you shouldn't have any problems like I did, because I made the mistake of thinking that DoorDash would actually help me. Now, if any of you have actually applied for the COVID-19 assistance and have gotten it, please leave a comment down below. Tell me how you did it. Tell me how your experience was like, because this was just beyond awful for me. This was the worst experience I've had with any company. Terrible support, terrible everything. So if you applied and actually got it, please leave a comment down below. It would mean so much. I would love to hear it, because my experience was terrible. Now, because I can't DoorDash for who knows how long, I'm going to have a lot more free time on my hands. So by making this video, I also wanted to tell you guys that I'm going to try out different side hustles to make some money. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'll be posting probably a little bit more. So hopefully you guys enjoy watching these side hustles that I'll be posting about in the upcoming weeks until my DoorDash account is reactivated, so that maybe if something like this happens to you guys, or maybe you get fired for DoorDash for some bizarre reason, that you can check out these side hustles like I'm about to do and make some money on the side. Well guys, since this video was so long, I'm going to keep this outro short, and I'm just going to say make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Also, I'm doing that giveaway for my first 1,000 subscribers. Get your free stocks down below in the description when you deposit $100 on Webull. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.